How would you like to have a cool booking page like this where your customers or any other stakeholders can find a time that works for them and a time that works for you and book a nice 60-minute appointment? All right, well, that's part of what we're going to be taking a look at today. We are going to be digging deeper into Google Calendar. Before we do that, I did want to show you that there are some options outside of the Google Calendar, and then also some of the limitations and the costs associated with getting beyond those limitations. So let's take a look at some of the other booking tools that are out there. A couple caveats here. Number one, you're going to notice Microsoft is not on here. I don't typically recommend any Microsoft products, mainly because licensing is a big pain in the butt, and I want to stay out of the Microsoft uh, world as much as possible. Number two, um, the prices that you see here, these prices are the prices as of December 15th, 2025. These will likely change over time. Um, I will be including a link to this slideshow, which also has links to the pricing pages for all of these solutions. So, the first one we're going to take a look at here is Calendly. One of the one of the great benefits of Calendly, and one of the reasons why there is additional cost, is Calendly is a booking tool, and that is it. It doesn't do anything else. You'll see the other three solutions all do other stuff, and then there's an upcharge to get the full functionality of the booking tools. Now, I should also point out here, Calendly does have a free option that's pretty powerful. However, it limits you to only one calendar. You can only link it to one calendar, and you can only have one booking type. In other words, if you wanted to send to some people that a booking for 60 minutes and other people, intervals of 30, you can't do that without paying. Um, there is a pretty hefty price point for that, and I have a hard time justifying this. The only way I could see really justifying this is if you use a lot of different automation tools that integrate. Calendly is also system agnostic, meaning it will work with Google or Microsoft calendars, whichever you use. So it does have more flexibility there. In addition, it has much prettier custom branding than you're going to see with the Google tool for sure. So if you want to make a cool looking landing page that really showcases your brand, Calendly has the features for that. Um, Another great feature of Calendly that I have to point out, because it's one of the things it does better than a lot of the other ones, is it allows you to use to also schedule like recurring reminders. So if you're this is something you could use for appointments if you're, a barber, or, a hairdresser, something like that, where you want people to come every 4 months, or every 4 weeks, or every 6 weeks. You can set it to remind people to book again. So that is one of the really nice things about it. But it does have a hefty price point, $12 a month, or $120 for a year. So you do save about 2 months worth of payments if you pay annually. Now, Zoom Scheduler, I'll be honest, I didn't dig into this a ton. I did look at it and give it a quick overview. It is a cheaper price point. So, but if you're a person who already is paying for a Zoom license and you do a lot of things within Zoom, I know Zoom has expanded their platform significantly, where you can really operate your entire, you can do a lot of your calendaring, and a lot, it just has a lot of integration where you can manage your schedule through Zoom. Um, this is just an add-on that you can put in, and for just $5.99 a month on top of your regular Zoom, your regular Zoom licensing. You're going to get custom branding. You're going to be able to connect multiple calendars. So again, this is a good thing if you have multiple people that you want to be able to share this calendaring and this planning with. Um, again, unlimited event types with this. In other words, you can have 30-minute, 60-minute meetings, all that fun stuff, and then lots of different integrations with automation tools and price, even payment tools as well. All right, so now moving on to Google. All right, so we're looking at two different plans here. Now, again, both, I should say the Google one, which is your regular Google account, right? You just open up a Gmail account, anybody can do it. Your email is yourname@gmail.com. You can use the billing or the booking tool right now. You can do it right now. However, it is limited to only connecting to that one calendar and also only one event type. So again, you can't set a 30 and a 60-minute meeting. It's only going to be fit 30 or 60, whatever you set. So it is a little bit more limited. Now, if you go for the paid tier, now you're going up to Google One Premium. There is a if you pay monthly, it's 9.99. If you pay annually, it's 100 and just under $120. And I think that cost may change over time after year two, or after year one. Um, so what you get with this, and uh, outside, basically, think of it this way, right? All of the booking tool stuff, you get the same stuff you get with Zoom Scheduler. You get the same stuff that you get with the paid version of Calendly or Zoom Scheduler. You get the paid all of the custom, not the custom branding, sorry, the ability to connect multiple calendars, unlimited event types. You don't have as many integrations because it's designed to integrate with Google stuff. You don't have that same level of custom branding. This is one area where the tool falls a little bit short of Calendly and Zoom, is if you want it to look really pretty and match your brand, it's not really going to do that. It's just kind of going to have your picture. However, by upgrading to Google One, now you are upgrading your overall Google account to now having 2 terabytes of storage. So you have extended storage in your Google Drive, as well as expanded Google Meet functionality, the ability to have longer meetings with more people. So now you are able to use Google Meet. Again, if you think about it, right, we're comparing Zoom Scheduler, right? Now you're getting a good recording or a good video platform, as well as these additional features from the billing or from the booking tool. So you get all of the extra stuff that comes with it, and there is some Gemini integration as well. It's not as robust as some of the other plans, but you do get some more access within Gemini, which is Google's AI platform today. Who knows what it'll be in a month from now. Um, Moving up to the next tier here, we're going into Google Workspace for Business. So now we're talking about a business license, okay? So you have to get the business license. This is going to give you all of the Google stuff, and you're paying per user, right? So that means every user within your Google Workspace costs you $14 a month, um, but there is an annual, and actually this one you have to pay annually anyway. So it breaks down to $14 a month, but there is a 1 year commitment for a Google Workspace for a business account. With this, you're going to get the 2 terabytes of storage, as well as the full Google Meet functionality. So this is expanded beyond what you get with the Google One to also include recording and being able to use those recordings. You also get the full Gemini integration across most of their Google tools, as well as one feature they don't really talk about a lot that you get is e-signature with docs and PDFs. I bring that up because I know a lot of people will pay for additional tools to do any kind of signatures. That can be done right within Google Workspace. So again, you're getting all of the additional booking tool features with the paid Google accounts. Plus, you're getting the additional storage. Also, I should point out with the Google Workspace, you get your own domain. So whatever domain you own. So instead of it being Joe Smith at gmail.com, you are now going to be Joe Smith at yourbusinessname.com. All right. So you get rid of that Gmail part. So those are the tools that you can take a look at. I haven't seen anything else that really compares to these. Like I said, Microsoft does offer it through Outlook. So this is some of your choices. If there's other ones out there that I haven't thought of, drop them into the comments. I'd be happy to take a look at them. But these are the ones that I'm breaking it down to. A lot of good, a lot of considerations here in terms of what you're going to need. So, all right. So now let's get into how the Google Calendar booking tool works. All right. This is again, this is the landing page. So this is what it's going to look like when people get to my booking page. Um, how do we get it like this? Let's find that out. So I'm just going to go ahead and close that, get into our Google Calendar, and it's right in here. It's amazing. They just added it, and I didn't even really realize it for a while, but it's right here, booking pages. It's right there in the calendar. You can see I created the testing page, and I'll go ahead and open that up so we can see how it's already set up, and then I'll walk you through some of the settings. So the first page is really about how you want your availability to be shown, and like again the amount of time that you're booking. All of that is connected within here, as well as what calendar you want connected. So you may have multiple Google calendars. You can only connect one. Getting into the next section is going to be more of that landing page, and the limited, again, I do have to point out, it is limited branding. It is a limited content that you can put on there to really make it look fancy. So you can't really do that, but you give the page a name, and then the photo that's going to show up there is going to be just your photo. Um, you can also set it. You'll set the location of the meetings and a description of what the calendar is, and then some of the information you'll get for the booking, and then confirmations and how that works. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And then people will be able to go. You can get the link right here. You don't have to open anything. You just go here, click on copy link, send that to whoever you need. They paste it in or click on the link, and boom, they're ready to book. All right. All they have to do is they say, okay, I'd like to meet with them at 10 a.m. They fill in the information, click book, and that's it. Booking is confirmed. Both people are now going to get an email. So I'm going to get an email that someone booked with me, and you're going to get an email to say that you booked with me, and it'll go onto your Google Calendar as well, if you're using Google Calendar. So now I can see, here it is, already on my calendar. That time is now booked. So important to note here, you'll see that I have a couple things here. There's an evaluation I'm doing tomorrow at 11. So that means that when you look on the on my schedule for Tuesday, you won't see 11 o'clock. It's not an option because I already have something booked at that time. So anytime that is filled on your calendar will not be available to people to book. So that's how it works. Let's go through setting one up. All right, so to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and delete the one that I already created, and I'll create a new one from scratch. You'll see most of this information is already set up, but it is customizable, so you can customize how you want. All right, I'm gonna go in here. You can see how long. The first thing it says actually up here is add the title. So maybe I'm gonna call this my consultation page, right? So if you want to book me to consult, um, here's how you do it. Here would be how you figure out a time to meet with me. All right. I'm going to say, yeah, for a consultation, I need an hour. Now, you can change it. You can see they have defaults, but then they have custom. So you can make it as long or short as you want. Keeping in mind with the free version, you can only create one appointment duration. So a tip here is that if you want to be cheap, and you want to uh, be able to have flexibility. Some of your meetings are 15 minutes, some of them are 30, some of them are an hour. Then what you do is you go to the lowest common integer, right? The 15-minute block, and break it up that way. Then people can book that several 15-minute windows, or you have them book the time that they want you to start, and you go in and edit the calendar invite later to the full amount of time. So that's one kind of workaround. But obviously, if you're booking an hour at a time, you can't you can't scale that down, without going in and editing. So that's an option. Over here, schedule, right? So you can repeat this schedule weekly, or we can create a custom calendar. This works very much the same as if you're creating a Google Calendar event and you are setting the frequency. A lot of flexibility, a lot of change here. So by default, it's going to put in 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. But you know what? I really like my lunchtime. I don't want to be interrupted, from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to customize this. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to add another period to this day. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change this first one to I am available from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock p.m. All right. But then from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I'm out. So then I'm going to put in 1 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Those are my office hours, right? Now, it would be annoying to have to do this over and over, but the good news is, look at that, copy time to all. I click that, and it's going to set up my schedule for every week to be, I have hour blocks available, and then an hour off for lunch. So I don't have to worry about anybody booking anything over my lunchtime. Obviously, another way of doing that is to just create one Google event that's already always at 12 o'clock. So you can do that as well. But I just kind of wanted to show off the flexibility here. Maybe certain days you work until 6, you can change that to 6, right? The other piece here, right? I don't actually like going all the way. I don't like meetings after 4 p.m. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to 4 p.m., right? And you can see it removes it right here on the screen. So very easy to change that. You can set your time zone. Typically, obviously, you're going to want to leave it in your own time zone. It will convert. So if someone is in a different time zone, it will convert for their local time zone based on their location, I believe. All right, scheduling window. This is a nice feature. I really like this piece that um, you can set this so that you can, when this calendar is set up, you can book as far as 60 days out. So people can book an appointment with me 2 months in advance. However, you can also set the minimum amount of time to whatever you want. So I don't want personally for somebody to, come into their office at 9 o'clock, sit down and say, you know what, I want to meet with Japes later this afternoon and book something for me at 1 o'clock. Even though I have availability on my calendar, by that point, I've already set my day and I don't want to be surprised with a meeting. So I'm always going to set this to, you got to give me 12 hours notification here, right? So that means they cannot book within 12 hours of when they want to meet. So right now it's 5:15 on the 15th. I can book anything before 5:15 in the morning, right? I can book stuff tomorrow, but I wouldn't be able to book anything at 6 p.m. because it's got that window. Um, so that's pretty nice. Booked appointment settings. Um, you can add a buffer time in between the meetings if you want. It's obvious it's going to mess things up pretty bad here, but I'll show you what it looks like where there's 30 minutes in between each of the meetings. You can also set it to a maximum amount of bookings. So maybe I don't want to be pulled. Again, if I'm looking at, I have seven booking available or seven time slots available here. Um, then I don't want to get all 7 of them booked because I need some time to actually be able to do the work. So I'm going to limit it to only 4. That's the maximum amount of bookings that I can take in a day. Guests can invite others. I'm going to leave that on because there may be a moment where 2 people want to meet with me. And so the person who's booking can then invite someone else to the meeting. And then here is where you link the calendar. By default, it's going to link to the calendar that you're using. And again, unless you have the paid version where you can toggle a different one. All right, so in here is where we can do the limited amount of custom branding or page setup. So we can't really change much here in terms of the photo and name because that is based on your Google ID. Um, Down here, location and conferencing. So this is what's going to happen when they book is it's going to automatically create a Google Calendar event. You want to set whether it's going to be a Google Meet video conferencing meeting, sorry, an in-person meeting where you can specify the location or a phone number, or you can leave it blank and then you update it later. Me personally, by default, I'm going to leave it at video conferencing because that's what most of these meetings would be. If that has to change, I can go in and edit it later. That will update on the other person's side as well. So I don't have to worry too much about that. The description is going to explain the purpose of the meeting, why you would be booking through this. Um, this is a page. Uh, please do it this way. Please book a 1 hour meeting with me. All right. Now, the booking form, by default, it's going to require that the user enter their first name, last name, and email address. You might add an additional item. It allows you to automatically collect a phone number, or you can put in a custom item. I might say reason for meeting, and I'll make that required, and I'll add that item. So now, one of the items that people will see when they want to book with me is they need to put in the reason that they want to meet with me. So a lot of customization you can do there. And then booking confirmations and reminders, it's going to be default to the Google stuff. Again, you get more functionality if you get the premium plan. So that's it. That's all I have to do to set it up. Now I click save and I'm off and running. Now, one thing I do want to point out here, I don't know about you all, I cannot stand seeing this here because it makes me think like, do I have something at that time? No. This is just to show that you do have booking windows during these times. So if you're setting up your calendar and you don't have as much booking time as I do, you might not want uh, you may have different windows. But the good news is you can turn that off. I don't like seeing it, so I'm going to click on the three dots next to consultation. I'm going to go into hide from calendar. I don't have to see those until somebody actually books with me. It will come in as a with the name of the calendar. So I'll go ahead and show you how that works. I'm going to send my link. Now the link can be I believe, yeah, there's the booking link, so you can add the link, you can embed it right directly into your signature or within your email, to book a meeting with me. Then they just click on the link, or you can also embed it into your website. So there's multiple options for that. I'm going to go with the link right now, and you'll see here's what it looks like when they get in there. All right. And let's go ahead and we'll book something. And you can see here's please book a 1 hour time with me. It's 60 minutes. It will be a Google Meet video. Gives them all the information they need. They go in and they say, okay, I want to meet at 3 p.m. on Thursday. They put in their name. And then to talk. All right. So I click book and there you go. Testing. I have a consultation with testing guy at 3 o'clock on Thursday. So that's how quickly it works. Again, the other person is going to get an email as well, and the event will be added to their Google Calendar if they use Google Calendar, so that everybody has got the invitations that they need. They're able to get in, click in, and be able to click on join with Google Meet at the designated time, and they're off and running. So this is how Google Booking works. I hope this was helpful for you. Uh, if you like this video, please make sure to give it a like. Also, any feedback, this is my first video in a really long time. I know it's long. I'll try to put in the chapter things so that you can jump where you need to. But I wanted to make sure you had all the information to understand that there are other options. Here's a cheap, easy one and stays within the Google workspace, which is what I like. So appreciate your feedback. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.